just thought I'd have a quick flip through my latest little journal. I did a couple of different things with this one just to try things out, and I'm in two minds about the outcome, but thought I'd do a quick video anyway just to document it. This one is, again, it's a cereal box album. It's about 23 or or just over 9 inches, 23 centimetres by 15 centimetres, or just under 6, and it's got a 5.5 centimetre or 2.25 inch spine. 3 signatures, and again this one is purely for journaling. It's the things I did different with this, I just simply used paper. I had quite a bit of paper, and I've been toying for a while with doing a quite neutral album using plain undyed paper or tea dyed or coffee stained paper. So this is what it became. For the front colour, I've got a whole pile of digital embellishments and things that I bought eons ago. I think 2 peas in a bucket mainly, a couple of Hero Arts ones and some other ones, but I think I mainly got them through 2 peas, and I've never used them. They just sit in, and I thought, right, get them out, have a look through, and there's some quite attractive things. And when I was thinking about this one and keeping it fairly neutral, I found this Memories word. I found a little frame that I cut up and put an old photo behind, and this dear little glass bottle with some dried roses. So while they look a little dimensional, they're just photos. So they sit nice and flat. I've used a Wear Memory Keeper's grommet, a white hairband, and a little Kaiser Craft post. Again, keeping to those neutral colours. And for the binding, I used because I wanted that beigey grey colour, I went with some embroidery floss, because I've got a huge range of colours in that, and so it was easy to find the colour I wanted. Now, this journal's pretty simple. There's a pocket in the front and the back, and I've used one of the pockets from Genevieve's printables. I think it's a 6x9 journal printable from her website or her Etsy store, and so I cut the flaps off and just used that as the pocket. I've made tags and additions. This little envelope is also from that same one of Genevieve's from the same set of printables, so I've made a few of those, and I've kept the colours really neutral. I've not used much at all. The thing I did differently with this is I went through my older family photos, because I've called it Memories, and I'm assuming either I'll use it or someone in the family will use it. It's just for recording stuff, so it becomes a memory. The photo in the front here is my mother and some great aunts and great grandmothers and my sister when she was a young girl. So I've just used family photos, and I just went into Word and copied the photos that I chose onto a Word document, 2 columns, landscape layout, sized them up so that they were the right size for what I wanted, and changed the colour. I went into Picture Tools and changed the colour, went into colour, recolour, and went to the one at the bottom where it's just this shadowy grey tanny sort of effect, and that changed it from the sepia or the colour that some of them were. A lot of these really older ones. This is my mother on a wedding day. This is my 2 older brothers and my sister. many, many years ago. My mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother and my sister. So it's really just photos from the family. It's me when my sister got married. I had a posh frock to wear. So after I'd sized them and graded them, I went into Picture Effects, and the soft edges tab, and I made it about, I think most of them are 25 points, and that just blurred the edges and took away from what was there. And I think I've included 3. So one became the front and back cover. There's an aunt and an uncle, and they were married. And there's another uncle with one of his children. So these ones are on the back because I just printed them on a single sheet. And I thought, well, that's quite nice. There's my grandmother and my step-grandfather. Very dashing man. And there's my aunt and uncle again. So there's just the 3 in each signature. I thought it was rather a cute idea. There's my mum and dad on their wedding day. There's my mother and her brother when she was a child. So I just thought it gave it something a bit different. There's my brother and myself. You can write over them. They're not too dark that they would obscure your journaling, but it just gives some interest. There's a great aunt with her husband, the sea captain. So that was a bit of fun doing that, and I quite like the effect. And you can, as I say, you can write over it, and it really just is a background, almost a watermark. I probably could have made them slightly lighter, but I didn't want to lose all the definition. This one is another one of the envelopes from Genevieve, and there's inserts in that. I put oops, that's a bit bent up, I might have to put something on that. I've put some journaling cards and some more of the little envelopes and some inserts into the centre pocket. Really, that would be where I would place perhaps some little sticky labels and things to add to the journaling pages as I go through. I've inserted one of from my stash. I had these tabs made. I think these were from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, one of her freebies. And they were just sitting ready to go, so they've got a bit of pink on them, but I left that on, seeing there's some pink in some of the other papers. And so basically they're just the same. I've tried to stick to the greens and blues and tealy colours. And that's about it. For these big central envelopes to hide the stitching, I've used some old books that I had from when I was doing fashion design, and they were sort of historical patterns and how to make them and how to design those sorts of clothes from those days, which I found very useful when I was making miniature dolls and having to put period costumes on the dolls. So I used these a lot then, the research, and because I don't do any of that anymore and the books are ancient, out of date, there was no point sort of passing them on to anyone. There's one of the vellum envelopes again, that was from Genevieve's set of printables, and I printed that out on the green vellum just to see how it would go, and I thought, well, that can go in there. And these text envelopes are from a session I had a few days ago where I made up a few, and I thought, well, they can go in there and I can put the sticky bits or private notes, things like that in there. So that's about it. Nice and simple. I'm not sure how robust this paper line will be. It's just purely quite a light paper, but I'll give it a try and see how it works out. That's it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.